DeMarvion Overshown ran a 4.56 40-yard dash, is 6'3", 230 pounds, and the guy will absolutely hit you. He is a heat-seeking missile at that linebacker position, and to me, he's one of those guys that's going to be a day one starter for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm really excited to do this film breakdown. Let's get right into it. Check this play out. You guys have an inside trap play here. And watch the linebacker here recognize and fill his gap. So really nice job reading and reacting. Now, one of the things you have to understand with Overshown is when it comes to his individual responsibility and what he has to do out there, oftentimes he is doing it. And because he played at Texas and he didn't have a whole lot of NFL talent around him, you see plays like this where he gets his nose in there, drops those pads, makes sure he's able to take on the offensive lineman. But just like on this play, his teammate is just a second late to really fill that gap and stuff the run. But still, pretty nice job, just a gain of a couple of yards. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. Now, Overshown ran a 4.56, and in my opinion, for a linebacker, that's very fast. And that definitely translates to the tape. You see plays like this here where he quickly recognizes the play, and he really shows that sideline to sideline speed. Just a really nice job right there. Obviously, he's not the only guy that gets there, but still, you see he quickly recognizes the offensive player here going into motion. Even though the offensive linemen are all kind of blocking to the left here, he recognizes it and is able to get over the left tackle here who's trying to cut him off. And he makes sure he's able to get there. At the very least, he's that backside containment, that backside pursuit. Just a really, really nice job being able to show that sideline to sideline range. Now, one of the big issues that I oftentimes see with NFL linebackers in pass coverage specifically is oftentimes they don't cover a guy, even in zone coverage. They'll end up standing in a space where they kind of feel like this is my responsibility. And if a guy gets close to that space, like they won't take that guy, right? They won't cut that guy off. They won't get in front of that guy. Instead, they'll kind of cover a space of where they think they should be. On this rep here, you got a spacing concept where these receivers are kind of just running quick hitches. The running back's coming out of the backfield. You see Overshown here who's going to take this route away, right? He's going to get in front of it. He's going to make sure the quarterback can't hit his guy there. So it's a nice job. Now, do keep in mind the quarterback reads it 1 to 2 and then to 3. So, of course, Overshown does take that third option away. It's a pretty nice job. Just wanted to point this play out. Let's get into the next rep. You got a really, really nice rep by Overshown. Doesn't over pursue, but he does make the play, just a gain of about a yard. A really nice job. You know, one of the interesting things with this play is instead of shooting one gap or the other, he's really going to be patient. He's going to let the running back make the cut. And as soon as the running back cuts it, he's able to avoid the block there. And of course, he gets in there, does a really, really nice job defending the run. I do think this is where this guy's going to really make his money. I know the Cowboys have struggled a little bit this past season defending the run. I think Overshown's one of those guys that's going to come in day one and definitely help the run defense. This guy had 46 run stops according to Pro Football Focus. That's ridiculous. There's a reason why he was one of the top linebackers picked, right? To me, this is one of those guys that's going to be a very, very good football player day one, and you really see it when you look at some of his traits. Alrighty, guys, check this rep out. The defense is playing a light box, which means they only have 6 guys, which means they don't have enough guys to really fill every single one of the run lanes. As you see, there is a gap that is uncovered. That means these linebackers basically have to be able to fill multiple gaps, right? So you have to be able to do multiple things at once, referred to as playing a light box. Generally, in the NFL, they do this on early downs. So you're going to see Overshown do a nice job, cover 2 gaps on this play, and he's going to end up making the play. So just a really, really nice job being able to stick in there, cover the gap to the left of that left guard. At the same time, you see he also has the gap on the right side of the center. And of course, he jumps it, fills it, and makes the play. That's a really nice job right there. Alrighty, guys, here's Overshown here. He's going to drop back into zone coverage. On the offensive side, you got a double curl concept. And in my opinion, Overshown's in the perfect spot. And the quarterback's not going to be able to get it over his head. And the ball falls way far to the outside. Again, 6'3" frame. All right, you put that ball a little bit lower, a little bit to the inside, the play may be intercepted. And that's what you get with the guy that's 6'3", a guy that can move. You see him right here. Once again, he's going to drop back in coverage. He's in that lane. Like, there's no way for the quarterback to put this ball over the top of Overshown. So he's going to slightly throw it to the outside. Of course, that's just too far to the outside. and the pass ball's incomplete. Pretty interesting rep right there. At the beginning of this video, I said this guy hits people, this guy's physical, he's tough, he's willing to absolutely deplete people. Here's an example of just that. Same game, TCU, ball gets tipped, and then bam, look at that hit right there. I mean, to me, this is what this guy is going to bring to the Cowboys. Set the tone, bring that physicality. That is just an absolute beautiful thing right there. Obviously, the quarterback here is going to try throwing it to the right, and you see that the defensive lineman is going to end up tipping the ball. But honestly, look at Overshown. Like, he's right there. You know, he tries to break the pass up there as well. Maybe he would have been the one to get his hands on it. Regardless, the ball gets tipped. The quarterback's going to catch it. And then the speed, the quickness, the hitting ability. I mean, that's a damn good play. It's good recognition to realize that the quarterback caught his own tip pass. Of course, a nice job right there. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. To me, one of the big things with Overshown is the way he kind of moves out in space. And you see it right away on this rep. You see a receiver who's going to run a drag route right in front of him. And look at him change direction. I mean, to me, this is absolutely beautiful. To be able to turn to the left, quickly process, recognize, and shift your entire momentum to the right and run with a speedy wide receiver, to me, that is top tier stuff. Absolutely love the way this guy moves. I do want to switch focus here and get into this next game here. This is the final game of Overshown's college career. This one comes against Baylor. The guy had a really good game. I think it definitely helped rise his stock just a little bit. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty guys, so the right guard here has a cutoff block on Overshown, and he's going to take a pretty nice angle. But Overshown's going to do an even better job making sure to get to the right side of the guard there. And he uses his left hand to separate and keep the guard off of him. You know, one of the things I like to watch when I watch tape is how this guy creates separation between him and the guy that's trying to kind of block him. And you can see as the guard gets out there, he's trying to get in front of Overshown. He's not able to. And Overshown does a good job with the left hand to create that separation and make sure that the guard isn't able to get into the chest of Overshown. And then at the end of it, you see there, he's going to be able to get out there. Now the safety makes the play, but had he not, Overshown would have been right there to be able to make that play. Really nice job just to kind of show that ability to kind of create that separation. It's a pretty nice job on this rep to recognize the play, recognize kind of what's happening. He does shoot the gap. He doesn't make the play, but he does do a good job in terms of making sure the running back has to continue running this to the outside. Keep in mind, there are gap responsibilities as guys kind of start to pull, and you can see that Overshown does fill the gap there, right? He has the backside gap between him and number 41. They should technically have this play stopped, and they do. Overshown obviously just isn't able to get there because the running back does kick it to the opposite gap, which is where 41 should be. 41 does a nice job getting off the block. Overshown obviously slows the guy down. Just a really nice, quick, explosive ability to hit that gap. Really good stuff. Obviously, you would love for him to make the tackle, but it's not a big deal for me. I think just watching a guy fill his gap, being able to recognize how the offensive line are double teaming, how guys are pulling, how the running back is kind of going one way or the other. Just a really nice job processing. Let's get into the next rep. Alrighty guys, the right guard once again has a cutoff block on Overshown. And watch the linebacker do a really nice job using his hands. As a linebacker, you have to use your hands. It is, in my opinion, it is one of the key things you have to be able to do. Got to be able to use your hands, especially when it comes to being able to shed blocks, get away from guys, be able to get past guys. On this instance here, he does a really nice job letting 63 over pursue it. He does kind of sell it as he's trying to get to the outside. And he does a nice job with the left punch, and the right arm comes over the top. And just like that, he gets past his guy. Now, he isn't the first guy or the only guy that's there, but he is there, and he does win the rep when it comes to him versus 63. He gets past him. It's a pretty nice job right there. Again, it's the little things that for me go a long way, and you see it with this guy. Check this rep out. You got another really nice job by Overshown. Once again, he's going to read the play, recognizes it, and makes a really nice adjustment. Right at some point of this rep, you see 63 here is trying to cut him off. Overshown's kind of pursuing that way. The running back is going to try to cut this backside, and Overshown does a really nice job being able to come back, recognize it, and he wraps up the running back. I mean, that right there is just a really nice rep. really shows that ability to understand what a running back may be doing within a certain play, right? Understanding if a linebacker's over pursuing one way, the running back's going to run the other way. And he kind of has shown on tape that he understands that concept and he understands where the running back's going to want to go. And it's almost like he's kind of guessing that the running back's about to do this, but he guesses correctly. So that's just a really, really nice job right there. Alrighty guys, you got Overshown, who's just off the screen, but as we played this snap right here, there he is. He does a nice job taking on 87 and getting past the guy. Of course, he does end up tackling the running back who does fumble, but to me, this is just a really, really nice job to make good contact, to be able to create that separation there. As you guys see it, he's going to do a nice job as he initially makes contact to push 87, right? Really bench press him off. And then he's going to shed him to the side. I mean, that right there's a really nice job getting past the blocker. Of course, he's in the backfield. That's a really nice rep right there. Alrighty, guys. Final rep right here. Watch the recognition, watch the processing, the understanding of what to kind of do on this play. I mean, you see all that eye candy in the backfield. NFL loves to run these type of plays, and Overshown blows the play up. You know, this is one of the typical plays that the Kansas City Chiefs do a lot, right? You get a guy to go into motion. You look over to that side, you pump fake it, you run a screen on the backside, and Overshown does a really nice job just containing the play, and he's going to get in there and make the play. I mean, to me, this is a really, really nice job by the linebacker to recognize, read, and react, and make the play. If I was going to make a prediction for this linebacker, I truly think he's going to be a day one starter in the NFL. I truly think this guy has everything it takes from a physical standpoint to be a really, really good football player. Plus, he was a third-round pick. And I do think that some people may be sleeping on some of the guys that the Cowboys have brought in over the past couple of years through the draft. Guys like Sam Williams, I expect to take a bigger step this year. And I think Dan Quinn got himself an absolute great weapon. I'm excited, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, we will follow Overshown as we get our hands on tape during the preseason, during the regular season. And he's a guy we will definitely be following, as well as some of the other players that the Cowboys have taken in the draft this year, as well as Tyler Smith and all of those things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time with another video.